it is Christmas season, right? And what I want to talk about today is how to actually financially improve your condition during Christmas season, during the holiday season. So we just had Black Friday shopping. We just had Cyber Monday. And a lot of us, we spend this week, the past week, buying gifts, buying presents, and spending money, right? And the attention, and here's what I want to first point out, the attention that the average family, the average individual has on consumerism during this period of time far outweighs the attention being put on production. Right? Like, think about it. It's Christmas season and we feel the obligation to go spend money. Like, think about that. What if we switched this? What if we felt the obligation to go produce? And so I want to ask you, as you're watching, at what point during the year do you feel that obligation? No one creates that. And the reason is because nobody cares. If they're not going to market to you like, hey, it's income season, go earn lots of income, right? Or hey, it's saving season, go increase your savings rate. Like, that's not marketed to. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to unplug the idea of this is normal. Like, oh, we're supposed to spend money and we're supposed to do this. It's not. It's corporations marketing to you. That's it. Like, it literally is made up. The corporations get behind it and they market. You need to buy trees. You need to buy decorations. You need to buy gifts. You need to buy a frozen turkey and ham and all this stuff. And it's something that's entirely fabricated in order to get us to spend more money. Okay, similar to Black Friday season. Now, I'm not going to tell you don't celebrate Christmas and don't buy gifts, but I'm telling you, first point of this is awareness, right? When I make financial decisions, why am I making them? Spending money on gifts is a financial decision. Spending money on holiday shopping is a financial decision. It's not something that happens just like accidentally. Like, we're watching this and we're like, okay, I need to do this. I need to be involved financially in this event. So I'm going to take money and I'm going to put it towards, these different items because that's what everyone else is doing and that's what's expected. Right? So what if we expected something different? Okay. Like, I'm going to tell you guys, like, a friend, I do some awesome Christmas presents for people that matter to me, and I'm going to make sure that I take care of them and all that, but I'm also going to earn a lot of income. And I'm also going to spend time on reducing my taxes this time of year. And I'm also going to look at how can I max out my savings. And I'm going to do that more than I do the Christmas stuff, because that affords me the Christmas stuff. Okay. So when I was a kid, like, and this was maybe a good example because we just didn't have money. Like, we did, my mom did spend on Christmas things. We were broke throughout the year, but I never got extravagant gifts. Like, one year I got a yo-yo. It was like this little plastic yo-yo. I opened it up and I went down like with the string and it broke in half. Okay, 75-cent yo-yo from the dollar store. Within 30 seconds opening, it was broken because it was just such a cheap toy. So I never had this thing of like, it's Christmas, you're supposed to go spend all of the money that you have on gifts, right? Or you're supposed to go in debt because somebody else needs a present. Guys, they're going to put it in their closet at some point and they're going to give it away or throw it out, right? It's going to expire. And so this is the point I want to make is be intentional with your finances during this period, rather than being at effect, being, what I would call a sheep or a zombie, because I got marketed to, I have to now go spend all my money on gifts that other people are going to forget about in 24 months. And I'm going to buy them new ones next year. And it's just this repetitive cycle. Doesn't make any sense unless I've got the excess income, especially if I'm not earning enough, especially if it's going to negatively impact me. Okay. So what I want to talk about today is how do we change the viewpoint during holiday season, during Christmas shopping and New Year's and Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all these things we're going to be told to spend money on during this period. And this is not a message about don't spend money. This is a message about know what matters. Have your priorities in line, right? Like, you'll be happier because you saved. You'll be happier because you invested. Okay. All the other stuff is really kind of just materialism when it comes down to it. Right. So here's the first thing is I would say, understand during this period, there's two things that happen. I'm going to draw this out on the whiteboard. Okay. There's two things that happen. First thing is expenses go up. Right. So expenses increase. And why is that? During this period of time, what are we doing? We're buying gifts. Okay, we're doing more outings. We're buying special foods. We're maybe traveling and spending on plane tickets. So expenses go up. And I like to spend money too. I'm not going to tell you that you should live on beans and rice and all this different stuff, but be aware that if the expenses go up, it's going to come from somewhere. Okay. The other thing that happens is for most people during this period of time, the income goes down. Why is that? We're taking time off. We have this myth that, oh, it's the end of the year, let me coast in, and during Christmas season, I'm just going to be in my pajamas most of the time and stay at home and try not to, I'm going to coast into the end of the year and have a comfortable, snug little holiday season. Okay, what that's code for is I'm going to make less money. Okay, you're not going to make more money during the holiday season if you're doing that stuff. Now, again, if that's your priority, if you're looking at it logically and you're like, yes, I prefer to make less money in the month of November and December. Great. That's your decision. That's your plan. Go do it. If you're looking at it logically and you're like, yes, I prefer to spend more money during the month of November and December. Great. That's your prerogative. Go do it. But if you're like unaware, not really thinking about it from a standpoint of I'm at cause here, and the expenses go up and the income goes down, what's going to happen? There's only two ways this game goes. You deplete your savings and or you go into debt. Those are the only two outcomes. During Christmas, the average person will either deplete their savings and or go into debt. So how do we reverse this? The first thing we need to reverse is we need to reduce the expenses, increase the income. We just literally need to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. Spend less, earn more. Okay. And the more you earn, the less you've got to reduce the expenses. So I would be thinking if I'm watching this webinar today, what's the first thing I should do? I need to go freaking increase my income. Whatever I can do, I'm going to put in more hours, not less hours. I'm going to find, if I'm a salesperson, I'm going to find more sales during this period of time. Here's the thing is during this period of time, people are conditioned to spend money. If you're in sales, go join the gravy train, right? Same thing. If I'm a business, I should be increasing my marketing budget right now. If I'm an employee, think about it. Everyone else wants time off. What does that mean? There's an availability of time and a shortage of workers. I'm going to go take the extra hours. Okay, if I'm on salary, same thing. The end of the year, most companies don't have their best months in November and December. So if I create an initiative of like, hey, I want to increase my company's growth during the last quarter of the year, and I want to, maybe negotiate a bonus with my employer on that, they're probably going to be all for it. But increase the income. Increase the income needs to be the focus. Income solves everything. Okay, anytime the income goes down, it's because first, the responsibility to increase income dropped. Like you need to have this mindset. And this is something that I don't talk about enough with you guys. Your responsibility is to go earn income. That needs to be the mindset. My responsibility is to go earn income, right? Like it's an obligation of mine. Rather than my obligation is to buy Christmas presents, my obligation is to provide for my family. My obligation is to expand. My obligation is to be financially solvent. My obligation is to leave a legacy. My obligation is to be able to give lots of money to good causes. Right? But instead, I gave it to them all. You see what I'm saying? So it's not that you can't have both, but it's that if you have one happening more than the other, and this is not just finances, this is everything. If I'm like, hey, I want to go to the gym and work out and lose weight, well, then I need to eat less food. If I'm trying to lose weight, that's what it comes down to. I need to eat less. Okay. And that means that I'm going to give them some things up in order to get where I'm trying to go to. Right? I'm trying to grow my business. So I'm trying to hire more employees. And guess what that means? It means I actually spend more on marketing, spend more on staff, less on myself. That's not a sacrifice. That's an investment because it gets me to where I'm going. Right? So this mindset shift is the first thing that needs to happen during Christmas. And for me, like that really helped when I realized, okay, this is just a commercialized event. If you pay attention, you walk through the stores, you're going to see it every 2 to 3 months. Right now, all the Snickers bars have little, holiday stuff on them. Okay. In 2 months, they're all going to have hearts. Okay. In another couple months, they're all going to have bunny rabbits on them. And another couple months, it's going to have fireworks. Another couple months, it's going to have pumpkins. Another couple months, it's going to have, the snowman on it again. Like this is a machine. And so we're looking at it as like, oh, I have to go do this thing. And it's like, no. Take a step back and focus on, okay, this season is going to end and I'm still going to have the condition that I'm in financially as a result. I'm responsible for that. If my credit card balance went up, I caused that. If my savings went down, I caused that. If I didn't earn enough income, I caused that. And I need to first have that mindset. Okay. Because I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff today on how to improve your finances. But if I don't have the desire first to improve my finances, then none of it's going to help. It's going to be a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. It's going to keep bleeding and gushing. And at some point, the Band-Aid's going to fall off and we're going to be at square one again. Right. So, and here's the other thing too, and this is to each their own introspection on it. I have found, for me personally, when I was in a bad financial condition, it was because I actually wanted it. Somehow it served me to have debt. Somehow it served me to have low income. Somehow it served me to not have money saved. Somehow it served me to make bad decisions with finances. And so if somebody were to come and do all of the, here's what you should do and and let's get you out, let's help you this, and let's give you all those special life hacks to get your finances in order. But my game is still, I want to be broke, in debt, low income, because I still have that serving me in some way. I'm just going to go recreate it. Right? So I have to first have the decision, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm doing it differently. And I had that decision years ago where I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm never going to be in this position again. Okay. And here's what I want to share with you today before we get into the strategies. For me, when I've looked at this, I've been doing this for over a decade with families. And I want to challenge you with this thought. If you've not made the decision of, okay, I'm going to start building wealth now, how bad does it have to suck before you finally do? How deep of a hole do you need to dig? How painful does it need to get before you're like, okay, this is enough, I'm done? And let me challenge you with this. It doesn't need to suck. You can just decide that's better. Like that side over there, having solvency, not having debt, having money put away for investments, having passive income, it's just better. I'm going to go do that. I don't need to have an event where I hit rock bottom and life sucks and I'm finally like, I'm done. This is it. I'm done putting up with it and being reasonable. I'm going to go create wealth. I had to have that. I had to be in a hotel room in Minnesota in the middle of February with no plane ticket home, my rental car being taken away from me, and nowhere to sleep the next night before I was like, I'm done. Okay, I don't want you to have to experience that because it's not necessary. I can tell you now, being on the other side of it, it is better to have more money. It is better to have savings. It's better not to have debt. It's better to have high income. It's better to not have to think about what I spend on because of the fact that I have abundance, because I can create it because I first made the decision to. Right? So we're creating something either way. And whatever you have right now is what you created, and your actions are the recipe you have followed to create the current condition. So if I don't like the current condition, I need to stop following the recipe I have. It means my shit doesn't work.
If you're wondering, what does Wealth Dynamics do? How can we actually help you? Number one, if you haven't gotten a copy of my book, Blueprint to Financial Freedom, grab one now. You can get that down in the comments in the video. You can get the link for that. And finally, if you have a desire to start getting help walking through these different phases toward financial freedom, book a call with my team. Go to our website, set up a call. We're able to help out and answer questions. That's how we can help you. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you turn notifications on, and I will talk to you guys on the next video.